Okay, so it's not technically halftime yet, but does it really matter? Congratulations to Georgia on winning the 2022 SEC national title. Here's my man Ladd McConkey inside the 5, pushed out at the 1. Georgia's up 28-7 with 1:13 to go in the second quarter, and Ladd McConkey just blew his knee out. Now this is going to be bad. Ladd, well, he's up and walking around now, so let's not jump to conclusions. But anyway, maybe he just took a helmet to the knee. Anyway, Georgia's up 28-7, not even halftime, about a minute to go until halftime. Georgia's about to score here. That'll make it 35-7. And Georgia gets the ball to start the third quarter. I would like to congratulate LSU for trying hard. Very impressive effort on the part of LSU. I thought they tried as hard as they possibly could. And let's be real, when it comes to LSU, no matter how bad you think they are, and they're pretty bad, they're still a family. A family. Shout out to Brian Kelly for improving to 0-3 against Georgia in his career as well. Georgia just dominating here. LSU had the one good drive where they hit a couple of big passes and scored a touchdown, but other than that, they haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Georgia has a special teams touchdown. They've got a turnover on defense that led to a touchdown. A couple of long touchdown drives. Stetson Bennett has lit them up through the air. You'll see a lot of Georgia running the ball in the second half, most likely would be my guess. Georgia likes to get out to these leads and then kind of play keep away. First and goal now for the Dogs. Let's see what they can do here. Dejon Edwards, not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Georgia still sucks at that. So if you're looking to make fun of something about Georgia today, looks like that's what it's going to have to be, because you're not going to be able to say anything to me about Georgia losing this game. They're absolutely humiliating the Corn Dogs from LSU. 36 seconds to go now, second and goal. Looks like Georgia's going to call a timeout here. How about that touchdown pass Darnell Washington had? It's amazing what happens when you throw the ball to Darnell Washington in the red zone. What is that, his third touchdown of his career? He's been there 3 years. They don't ever throw the ball to him in the red zone. But they threw it to him today, and what do you know? Resulted in a touchdown. But yeah, like I said, LSU just severely outmatched here. Doesn't mean LSU's not the best team in the SEC West. Of course they are. The problem is being the best team in the SEC West is like being like the piece of shit that stinks the least or something. It's just the SEC West just isn't any good this year. I've been over it a dozen times, but you got the two Mississippi teams. They're 500 teams. Texas A&M's the worst team in the SEC regardless of division. Auburn is circling the drain for a couple of years in a row now. They fired their coach. What else? Arkansas underachieved, another 500 team. Alabama can't beat Tennessee or this terrible LSU team and should probably be 7-5. 3 of their wins have come against bad teams on the last play of the game. Texas A&M, and go on and on. So, yeah, LSU's the best team in the West, but, I mean, it's like being the world's tallest midget. You really bragging about that? Here we go. Second and goal now for the Dogs. We'll see if they can get in. Bennett rolls out, throws into the end zone. That's too easy. That's too easy. 35-7, good guys on top. We still got 32 seconds to go until halftime, and like I said, Georgia gets the ball to start the third quarter. This is going to be the worst beatdown in SEC championship game history. I think right now the worst loss in SEC championship game history was the year South Carolina won the East and got humiliated by Auburn. Was that 2010? I think that's the worst beatdown in SEC championship game history. This is about to surpass that. Brian Kelly's going to improve to like 0-9 in major postseason games. A guy, what is he? He's like 0-6 or 0-7 in BCS or New Year's Six games. He's 0-1 in conference championship games, because you remember Notre Dame made the conference championship game in the ACC during the COVID year of 2020 and got blown out by Clemson. Now he's 0-2 in conference championship game because Georgia is bending him over on national television in front of God and baby Jesus and everyone else, and absolutely just raw corn dogging the shit out of him. It's been rough to watch for the corn dog fan of that, I'm pretty certain. Alabama fans still crying because they think they're getting into playoffs. Why in the world Alabama fans would want to sneak into the playoffs at the 4 spot and have to take on this man, Staquavius Bennett and Kirby Smart, is beyond me. Do you have any idea what this Georgia team would do to you? I mean, it would be ugly. I'm talking ugly. So I don't even know why you really want to get in. It's either going to be TCU or Ohio State that gets bitch slapped in round one of the playoffs by this Georgia team. 32 seconds to go. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep talking shit here until it's actually halftime of this game. 35-7, 32 seconds to go. Georgia's about to kick things off. Tulane and Central Florida playing too. If you're looking for a decent game to watch that might actually be worth watching in the fourth quarter, Tulane and UCF would be your best bet because this game was over before it started, this Georgia and LSU game. The reality is Georgia's the best team on the planet. They were the best team on the planet in week one when they beat Oregon 49-3, and they're the best team on the planet today when they're beating the absolute bejesus out of LSU, and they've been the best team on the planet every single week in between. No matter how much you idiots typed about Missouri, Georgia was still the best team in the country. Y'all were busy typing about Georgia and Missouri while getting blown out by Michigan. Fucking idiot. Ohio State. You want to talk about a group of people that's dumber than a drawer of dead batteries? Ohio State fans. These people wouldn't understand football if it walked up to them and dick slapped them in the tooth. They wouldn't. They don't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. But I'm going to spend the next 3 weeks educating them, though. Well, if they're the 4 team, whoever gets the 4 team is going to get it from Uncle Lou for 3 weeks. And even if it's not LSU, I may set aside some time to educate, or even if it's not Ohio State, I may set aside some time to educate the Ohio State man during the month of December anyway, because I feel bad for him. I think if I make videos, are any of y'all like, I need to ask an accountant. I'll have to ask my accountant. If I take time on video to educate mentally retarded Ohio State fans who don't understand football, if I take time on video to do that, can I write that off on my taxes as a charitable donation? Probably. Why are they making Jaden Daniels continue to play? Georgia has done humiliated this man. Jalen Carter picked him up with one friggin' arm and just held him up in the air until the referee felt so sorry for him he blew the whistle. Why do they keep sending him out here? Just play Garrett Nussmeier. It never mattered who started this game. You weren't going to win. But this is, look, I want Georgia to win, and they're going to win, but I don't enjoy seeing this. You're sending this guy out here on one wheel. There's not a quarterback in America who can do anything against Georgia with both legs work. And you're making this guy, look at this guy, he can barely move. He's under pressure every single time he drops back to attempt to throw the ball. Look how they're just picking him up. They're just abusing. This is like what Jalen Carter is doing to Jaden Daniels, honestly, is child abuse. It's child abuse. Jaden Daniels shotgun on 2nd and 1, back to throw. Throws complete, takes a big hit, and goes down. 14 seconds to go. Maybe LSU sneak in a field goal here before halftime. Some sympathy points by UGA. UGA is playing a soft shell here. Just doesn't want to give up a big one. LSU spikes the ball. They have one timeout left, but they spiked the ball there. 2nd and 10, 10 seconds to go. They're probably already in field goal range. I don't know. Is LSU's field goal kicker as shitty as the rest of their players are? They might not be in field goal range. I don't know. The last time they tried a field goal in this game, it didn't work out too fucking well. It got blocked. LSU players stood around with their entire fists up their asshole while the Georgia special teams unit picked the ball up off the ground and ran it 75 yards for a touchdown. How'd that work out? Worked out good for Georgia. 2nd and 10 now for the Corn Dog on the 35. Jaden Daniels in a shotgun back to throw. Complete underneath again to the 24. Georgia willing to give up these short ones here. 6 seconds to go. LSU, I'm assuming, is going to use their last timeout and now attempt a field goal here. 6 seconds to go. Boy, they better get one of them Walmart motorized carts out here for Jaden Daniels. I'm not making fun of his injury, but the guy can't get around. I don't know why they still have him in the game. If he comes out in the third quarter, he's liable not to make it out of this thing alive. Georgia's only rushing 3 right now and just sitting back in a safe zone to prevent a touchdown here. They're willing to give up 3 points, but that's not going to be the case in the third quarter. Georgia's in this end-of-half defense that these teams like to run. Here comes the field goal attempt by some guy. Looks like he's about 7 years old. What's his name? Ramos? Yeah, good luck, Ramos. With a name like Ramos, you ought to be able to make some kicks, shouldn't you? Yeah, you should. 1st and 10, now Georgia calls it. I hate this shit, man. Georgia's going to call a timeout here to ice the kicker. You don't need to ice this guy. He iced him himself last time when he got the kick blocked and Georgia ran it back for a touchdown. But you got to do everything to delay these games as much as you can. The advertisers are in cahoots, of course, with these TV networks. You got to run as many fucking commercials as humanly possible here. Never mind the fact that soccer is the most watched sport in the world, and there's no commercials in that. But I'm not going to start talking about soccer because y'all get triggered. Now they got Jaden Daniels to go ahead. They're getting an early start in the locker room. I don't know what kind of shot they're going to give him to heal that ankle up. I hope he'll be okay, though. I hope he can play in the second half and he'll be okay. Maybe they can retape his ankle or give him some kind of a shot or something. I don't know, but I feel bad watching him limp around out there against this defense. It really feels like he's going to end up getting himself even more hurt than he already is. They put Garrett Nussmeier in for a while, but now Jaden Daniels back in. His field goal attempt. Kick is up. Somehow that one didn't get blocked, and it's good. Halftime, Georgia 35, LSU 10. Georgia wins the SEC title for 2022. Congratulations for LSU for coming in second, a very distant second. And like I said, I am proud of y'all for trying super hard. Have a great day.